Hello dear viewers, and welcome back again to Good Morning Kuwait. And as we always promise you, we do have different segments of report, but also we do have segments of guests. And today, on the International Day for Whistleblowers, attention is drawn to the importance of promoting integrity and transparency within societies, and to the vital role whistleblowers play in exposing wrongdoing, protecting public funds, and strengthening accountability. Now, in this context, we are pleased to welcome Ms. Anwar Alqadeeri, who is an Acting Director of International Cooperation at the Kuwait Anti-Cooperation Authority, Nazaha, to discuss the authority's efforts in promoting a culture of reporting misconduct and protecting whistleblowers, and the role of international cooperation in advancing integrity and combating corruption. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello, Nasa. Good morning.
Good. So tell us a little bit about what is a whistleblower and what is so special about this day.
Before we jump into whistleblower, an interesting conversation about what is whistleblower before going on air. First, let's speak about the functions of Kuwait Anti-Corruption Authority, reaching on to the whistleblower's role. Kuwait Anti-Corruption Authority was established as per the law number 2 of 2016. And it's good to mention that Kuwait actually ratified the United Nations Convention Against Corruption back in 2006. Nazaha has a multiple number of functions, important functions. One of them is asset declarations. Asset declarations is basically a number of individuals as set by our law that submit the sum of their wealth, if we may say. And these persons are in the level of the director of a manager up to the prime minister of the country. Asset declarations is quite a distinguished function for Nazaha in the region.
Of course.
You don't find a lot of anti-corruption agencies doing that, although it is promoted on an international level to have such functions for anti-corruption agencies. Another function of Nazaha is the prevention. Prevention is an important part of combating corruption. It's a preventative measure, and we have a dynamic sector that handles preventative measures in different means and projects, such as campaigns for public awareness, projects with universities, curriculums at schools, even research in that sense. And leading into another one of our dynamic functions and sectors is the investigation sectors. That sector is a sector that deals with whistleblower reports, or basically reporters, people who report corruption crimes. And going back to your question, it is whistleblowers, it's more of a slang term maybe. It is reporting, people who report corruption offenses in the context of combating corruption, people who come forward with important information relating to corruption crimes that we receive at Nazaha.
Amazing. So with that said, and I'm learning a lot of things from you right now, why is it so important locally and internationally to celebrate such a thing?
Well, first of all, it's in the international community. On the 23rd of June, a number of NGOs, non-governmental organizations, came across with this occasion and celebrating the importance of whistleblowing, promoting coming forward against corruption perpetrators, but as well as promoting the protection of whistleblowers. At the end of the day, you do want to encourage people to come forward with reports against people who commit such crimes.
All right. Yesterday, you actually launched a campaign regarding the Day for Whistleblowers. Could you tell us a little bit about that campaign?
Indeed. We're very excited at Nazaha, actually, Nasser. We've launched a pilot phase for whistleblowers. We launched 3 electronic services on Sahel application. This campaign is actually done to ease the access for submitting your whistleblowing report. Unorthodox and typically, a whistleblower in Kuwait would take an appointment at Nazaha and in person, physically, go to Nazaha's headquarters and submit all the information in order to file such a report. Now with Sahel application and the amazing collaboration we had with the Sahel team and our diligent IT team, we have issued in this pilot phase 3 services. One is to be able to submit electronically submit your report against a perpetrator or against somebody who commits a corruption crime. The second service is to be able to track that report. You want to know where the report is at, instead of having the frustration of people wondering or ringing up the organization and wondering if someone has taken action with their whistleblower report.
Yeah.
So actually you could review and you could follow up on the status of your report. The third service is you are able to attach additional documents to a report that you have actually already submitted. So these three services Nazaha launched as part of our pilot phase. Of course, it is a pilot phase, which means we are testing the user experience and the efficiency of the app. So we're very happy. I'm sure our tech team is very happy to receive feedback on that until our full and complete launch of the services.
And do you actually make sure that even a person who whistleblows, they can actually be in some way protected, that all the information is basically confidential?
Yeah. Before I go to the protection of whistleblowers, Nasser, allow me to go back to the practical steps on Sahel application for our non-Arabic speakers who use Sahel application, or people who are authorized and have access to Sahel application, whether in Kuwait or outside of Kuwait. Basically, for people who are acquainted with Sahel, you'd go to the Services tab and you find the name of our entity, which is Nazaha, Kuwait Anti-Corruption Authority. You'll find a drop-down menu. You go to the whistleblowing tab, the whistleblowing report, and then you could choose. That's when you can choose to submit a report, to track an existing report, or to attach additional documents.
Amazing.
I'll go back to the protection. That's another very important question. Thank you for asking. A lot of people are hesitant about submitting or coming forward with information. Usually, we could usually conclude that for two reasons. One, because people don't want to come into the headquarters in person. So Sahel application now offers that. But another fear, let's say, that whistleblowers or potential people reporting have is retaliation, possibly.
Yes. Yep.
If we're going to take this seriously, if they're going to make a difference. And I assure you, every whistleblower report is taken seriously. All the employees have taken an oath about that, to work as diligently and hard to reach the truth. And our law actually stipulates 3 tiers of protection. The 3 tiers of protection is Nazaha offers personal protection. That is when someone fears for their own safety. Another kind of protection is the administrative protection, which is somebody, for example, submitting a report against somebody in the workplace, a manager in the workplace, and they fear the retaliation of that director or that manager in the workplace. So that's the occupational administrative protection. But there's also the legal protection. Some people also worry about being bombarded with legal suits.
Yeah.
Like, what if I go ahead and then somebody sues me for that, for making up, they can make up any story, defaming or...
Yeah.
So this is another thing that Nazaha offers. They stand strong. We have actually judicial precedents. We had 1 cases in that regard.
Yeah, because it always starts out with a concern. It doesn't always have to be something that I'm trying to defame someone, but it could be because I'm a good citizen, that I want to protect my country. So it's just, it starts out as a concern, and with that I basically put forth it to Nazaha, and Nazaha will take the further steps.
It is very important, and our law stipulates that as well, is the reporter submits a report in good faith.
Yeah.
And I was asked recently, how do you know if it's good faith? Well, if, for example, the documents submitted seem to be falsified, a testimony that seems to contradict with other incidents, then you can see that this is not good faith. So you are offered protection, assuming that the whistleblower submits in good faith that report and has, let's say, sufficient information or documents, and that they've witnessed or know of any persons or information that we can access, we can help reach to.
That's very true. And now with that, what type of violations or misconduct can individuals report to the authority?
At Nazaha, we have, we call it an exhaustive list or an exclusive list under Article 22, and that lists the number of corruption crimes that we view as part of our mandate. I'll give you some examples. It's about 12 to 13 violations or categories for violations. One of them, for example, is bribery. of public officials, misappropriation of public funds, money laundering, financing of terrorism, forgery of documents or public documents, tax evasion, customs evasion, illicit gain. That's one of the these is one of the crimes that stand out in Nazaha because it's the only law that has stipulated illicit gain. Illicit gain basically means that you have had received an amount but could not justify it with your income.
Yeah.
For example, somebody making 1,000 a month, but they have 100,000 coming in and they cannot justify the sources. That's illicit gain. This is something we also exclusively review inside Nazaha.
Yeah, you can't even say whether it's something that you inherited or is it like a side wealth that even though if you have a side wealth, you still have to report it and say exactly where it came from.
That's important for asset declaration because that's how we set off. We compare it with the asset declaration submitted.
Exactly. Now, as an acting director of the international cooperation, how does Nazaha benefit from international experiences and best practices in whistleblowing protection?
Well, we're very lucky that we are exposed in the international community and we attend many of the corruption conventions, especially the United Nations Convention Against Corruption conventions and working groups. And we had the privilege of taking into note the practices of countries who have already implemented what is known as digital governance and information technologies or communication technologies. So we do have that kind of experience, but also part of our work at International Cooperation Department is to do with assets and persons outside the borders of Kuwait. So we build bridges with these anti-corruption agencies outside and we reach out to our investigation team inside. So we learn a lot and we cooperate and exchange information on the same basis.
The thing is, people understand that it's all about network. It's either you have a good network of people that actually can protect the country versus people that want to do misconducts. And the more that you start not to report such bad misconducts, your basically, let's say, network of good people who actually try to make this better, this country starts to lose their connection. And their connection starts to get even stronger. And people need to try to not just outbalance it, but overcome the network.
We always say at Nazaha, it's a collective duty.
Yeah.
It is not just Nazaha's duty. It is not just the PPO, the Public Attorney's Office. It's not just the Ministry of Interior. It's actually every public, private, civil society person in the street. It is not just conscientiously right. It is something that we do as a collective responsibility and even legal responsibility to report those corruption crimes.
All right. Is there any message you want to tell every individual right now watching this show and you having us as our amazing guest right here about how they can actually take their first steps into, talking about or basically sending a report about any misconduct that is happening and assuring them that everything is being taken care of and that they're protected?
Well, first of all, we do encourage people to come forward, especially that these electronic services, this digital age we live in, gives you the ease for time consumption. You have the platform, you have the security, the confidentiality, and the confidentiality of whistleblowers is protected by law. So please do come forward. You are protected. And one thing is very important that we noticed, and I want to flag this, is people who have who have selected confidentiality should not go on social media platforms and declare that they have submitted a report whilst they want to keep that confidentiality. But we are obliged by law, by oath, to protect the confidentiality, unless, of course, judicial proceedings require it or by the written consent of the whistleblower themselves.
All right. Is there any areas of cooperation between Nazaha and international organizations?
We do have several networks actually for informal communications. For example, we are very active in Globi Network. We exchange information. We've received many intel on cases. So we use also other anti-corruption agencies in our informal channels in order to provide us with the necessary information required for our investigations internally.
All right. And with that said, thank you so much for being here with us right here in Good Morning Kuwait. Thank you so much for actually being here, giving us such informative information, and also giving us an idea of what Nazaha is and celebrating, which is Whistleblowers Day.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you so much. All right, all thanks to Anwar Alqadeeri, Acting Director of International Cooperation at the Kuwait Anti-Corruption Authority at Nazaha. And with that, we'll take a break and we'll be back for more, so stay tuned.